nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection. And it snowed outside last night for us. Good morning, Jenny. So yes, did you get a little bit of that snow, I presume? So this weekend was fun. I did that class up in Frederick. That was fun. And then I went to another event, a small little, not event, but another small like little class thing at in Frederick again, same place at the Unitarian Church there. And there were a few people there that were in the class, and so we hung around and we did some spreads together, and it was a blast. I really enjoyed going up there. So, how are we this morning? My goodness. Well, let's see. Okay, so at least there's light outside, so March is just around the corner. Hello, Angelina. March is just around the corner. That means spring is coming. I'm starting to see all the things for Easter getting put out already. So, still waiting for Halloween, but I guess I got a couple months to wait for that. So, welcome again, and what are we doing here? Welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory, and chance to check in with the universe, a chance to take a breath. It snowed, it rained, and it left us only with wet streets. Yes. So, the news wanted to make it much, so our weather, don't you love how it's the one time that the Weather Channel and things like that get a chance to really make money, is when they can promote disaster, it seems. But anyway, spring is coming, and we're going to do a tarot, our little tarot thing here. So, what are we doing anyway? We are basically getting that reminder to take a breath on a Monday. So, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean, that reminds me to take that breath, slow down, and kind of switch my light switch that says, let's go into that little extra mode here. Like I say, I'm still on my high from the class this weekend. It really was a really good bunch of people. So, with that breath, feet flat on the floor, rolling those ankles. That feels good on the calf. Which reminds us then to do the kitty dance with our butt. Get comfortable in our seat. Check in with the shoulders. And then the neck. Oh, man. There we go. And I kind of feel that light switch now. So, let's see what we got here today. So, as I like to say, this is our chance where we use the tarot to just check in with the universe, or as I like to say, the universe holds up a mirror, asks us, what do we see? And we can use whatever meditation we choose to see that reflection. So, now what am I going to do? Oh, yes, I had so much fun, Jenny. It was good to see you again. Can't wait to see what you're doing with that next card. So, I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea, and if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation's a totally different path from this one. And the question is, which thread do we want to pull? And I think this morning, let's go with the center stack, or what I like to think of as things that are right at the center. What's right at the heart. So, Let's do our 3 and 1. And I'll flip each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And being a Monday, it'll be interesting to see how we start the week. So I know that we have a couple new people watching, so I'll just say that why a group tarot meditation like this can work, or group, because each of us feels the same thing. We all go through the same thing. We all have the same joys, same anxieties. And by flipping a card over, we can all reflect together on something positive that we can start the day with. Again, it's a reminder even to just take a breath. So let's flip over the first card, where we have the 9 of coins. So coins are what? Coins are home, health, finances, all the things that keep us grounded. And 9s are about fulfillment. 9s are a recognition of the time and effort and work that we put in. It's like, yes, we get tired. Yes, we have to go to work again. It's a Monday. But this is also a moment to say, not to look at the negative, but what is the positives? Like this weekend, I didn't finish out the entire cleaning of my tool little room downstairs, and there's things I didn't do, and I can be all negative about it. But this is a 9 of coins, and now all of a sudden I'm reminded, but I've done positive things this week. I did some good things at work, and I've done some things around the house. So for starting Monday, let's focus on the positive of what we have, because this is a 9, and it's a 9 of coins. So the next card will reflect exactly what I'm talking about. So the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. So the Sun card is just this. It's a reminder of the joys that we have. Again, I know that sometimes I'll wake up and it's I'm not seeing the sun, right? But what do they say? Even in the grayest of clouds, the sun is somewhere. Good morning, Maureen. So, again, we have our negative cards. It says, hey, look out for the anxieties of all the swords and wow, horror and terror. No, but this is kind of like, it's asking us to take a look at more our space where we live and where we work. And what are the positives? If there's, can we list positives? And then maybe try and find the joy in what we do. Again, it's not, we all recognize, sometimes I need to be reminded of the positive and the joy of what I do because I get so weighed down. But let's see what the next card is. So, what do I always say? Whenever we are doing the tarot, the minors are just the day-to-day cards. Welcome to a Monday. The majors are the destiny cards, and we pay attention to them, especially when we have, there's 78 cards, only 22 in the deck are majors. When we get more than one major in a spread, it's asking us to pay attention to this. So this is kind of like the simple act of saying, all right, today there was a suggestion to look at the positives of what I have gained, not what I didn't do, but what I did do. And to maybe try and walk a little bit in the sunlight of that, of what I may have accomplished. It doesn't have to be big things, because the next card is the Judgment card. And what is the Judgment card? The Judgment card is karma. As I like to put it, it's like if you do the next right thing, you get the next right thing. You do the next wrong thing, we get the next wrong thing, right? So Judgment is, who is our hardest judge? We are our hardest judge, right? So today, it's more about filtering ourselves through a positive light. So that, when it's time for that karma light to kick in, if we can look up and say, you know what? Yes, I can feel guilty. I can feel bad for all the things I didn't do, and I can focus on that. And then when you go and you're being prepared to be quote unquote judged, I mean, it's the judgment card. You know, when you're walking into this karma card, if you're walking in feeling a gray cloud, then how do you think you're going to come out of the other end? Sometimes when we are doing like the Wheel of Fortune, I talk about change. And I talk about how with the Wheel of Fortune, that the Wheel of Fortune's like the getting ready for a change. It's like getting ready for a new chapter. And I like to explain sometimes that the last two sentences of the last chapter will determine how we start the next two sentences of the next chapter. Does that make sense? The way that we end with the last two sentences of this chapter, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we can affect our destiny. We can affect our change. It's the same thing with this. This is about affecting our change. And that if for nothing else today, now we have a reminder to at least try and filter our day through the things that we've done positive. So here's the advice card. And what do we have? But we have the Knight of Cups. So, what are the knights? Knights in the 1500s are the first ones we send in a battle. Why? Because they're the element of fire. They are action, they're movement, they're ready to jump into something, they're energy. And cups are the element of water. Cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. So when we think about the Knight of Cups, he has something to give here. This is where, there's this exchange of positive energy, where we find this positive energy, and then we are ready to exchange that with other people. Exchange that with the things around us. Exchange it with family. Exchange it with friends. So that when we come to this judgment card, I mean, this person looks like they're ready to greet the judgment card. They're even bringing judgment, a gift. And again, if judgment is sometimes we're our own worst judges, well, maybe we need to bring a gift to give a gift to ourselves. So this morning, it's about focusing on the positives and what we have accomplished, finding the joy of it. What I like to say sometimes is finding the magic in the ordinary, where we forget, when we, first get something that's magical and then it becomes mundane. So finding the positive so that we have the positive and we're ready to greet whatever comes our way. So today is about being prepared to find the positive so we can greet today with whatever comes our way. So, and with that, I hope everybody has that amazing day, the amazing rest of their week, and I will be back here again tomorrow. Thanks again, take care, and I will see you all later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs.